Hello, James Blacklaws from JB Commercial Finance here. Joined again by
Margot Clarke.
Fantastic. Okay, so we did a video very recently about a client Margot went to see who was having some cash flow difficulties but didn't know where to turn. Margot was able to look at the aged debtors and creditors list and identify that there was significant pressure on the cash flow because of the amount of money the business was owed, and the fact that the client didn't really know whether he was coming or going with getting this money in. Some of it he was scared to chase, some of it he didn't know if he was going to get back at all. And there are ways that prevention can be put in place to help customers like this get into this sort of trouble. And you want to talk a little bit about credit control, Margot, and how that can help customers being more conscientious with regard to what they can do, and how someone like yourself can actually help with this.
Firstly, credit control, what does it mean? Credit control is the process that you go through to ensure that your clients are actually able to pay you.
Yep.
And also that you put in place a process for chasing up any unpaid invoices. That's the definition.
That's the actual, in a nutshell. So how would you identify a client in the first place who you were happy to do business with, and one if you weren't happy to do business with? How would you identify that?
I think too many business owners, especially when they're small, offer credit too quickly.
Yeah.
They just assume that it's just part of the process, that they cannot ask for monies up front.
So chasing turnover really, and almost sticking their head in the sand with regard to that.
I just think it's the
credit
process. I
worthiness.
just think that payment terms are just part and parcel of doing business with people.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't have to offer any payment terms. You can ask for immediate payment. That's the first thing. If you decide to offer credit, then you should be doing your due diligence to make sure that your potential client can pay. It's more difficult with a sole trader, but certainly with a limited company, you can go to Companies House and you can check. So it's free information. You can get onto the Companies House
website
even. and search for that limited company. You can get access to abbreviated accounts.
Yep.
Which is a term that most people probably won't understand, but if you click onto it, you will see something called a balance sheet, which gives you the value of the company. They won't necessarily give you a profit and loss, so you won't be able to tell the profit or the loss for that period, but there's actually different ways of working that out.
Yeah.
You can look at the last set of accounts, that the abbreviated accounts that they actually filed. You can see what their returned earnings are, and then you can go onto the previous set of accounts that are filed, and you just subtract one from the other, and you can see whether or not there's a profit or loss.
So effectively you're identifying a trend.
You are, yeah.
Yeah, and it's absolutely right. I mean, Companies House is public information. So when customers refuse to give accounts, and it does happen sometimes, certainly in the financing game, the abbreviated accounts, which effectively is the balance sheet, gives you the net worth of the business. So is it solvent or not? That's public information. And there's systems in place. Credit Safe is a very good one, where we'll actually, which you can get a credit rating from, literally out of 100. For a business, it's as simple as that. And again, they won't give you the full profit and loss, the detailed profit and loss, but they'll give you a credit rating based on, is there any adverse information registered against the company, like CCJs or late payments. Also, it'll identify trends with regard to the turnover and trends with regard to the balance sheet. And it'll also give a recommended credit limits. Now, these aren't set in stone, but a facility like that is a very, very useful starting point. And certainly, it can help prevent customers getting into situations where they offer credit to customers who aren't really creditworthy in the first place.
Yes, absolutely. But I think the most important thing to remember is you don't have to offer credit. There are other ways that you can collect payments. Now you've got Go Cardless and Stripe, which you can collect payment on your phone, or I believe on the internet.
Yeah, it's considerably easier now to receive payment. Right, I mean, back in the day, if you wanted to receive regular payments from a client, you had to go to your bank and become a direct debit originator, which, believe me, as someone who worked for 12 years in the corporate banking world, was next to impossible. Now it can be set up with a couple of clicks of the button through something like Go Cardless, It's absolutely fantastic.
Well, Stripe's really quite useful because they take payment on a credit card. So for your customer, your client, whatever you want to call them, the payment is not taken out straight away. So that gives them actual payment
so
terms.
the breathing space.
But the money is actually taken, and you have the assurance of knowing that in 7 days' time it's going to hit your bank account.
Very, very straightforward. Very, very easy ways to manage your cash flow, to manage your credit control, without the hassle of having to go through asking your customer necessarily to provide a lot of information, without having to ask an accountant or ask a fellow business professional to do a lot of digging.
Yeah.
This information is publicly available, readily available for a very, very small subscription, and you ask the question again, if they're not going to come on board and provide you with the information, why not? That should serve as a warning sign to me. Well, brilliant. Well, thank you, Margot, for that. It's a very hot day, so we're going to go and cool down. I hope that was enjoyable. Hey, she said it, not me. I'm James Blacklaws. This is Margot Clarke. Please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care.
Bye.